Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling, shall we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today, where we are relaxing as per usual. Yeah, it's been what have I done today? I've basically finished off a thumbnail arts I needed to do. So Isle of Sea and Sky, I finished it off in the morning. And I uploaded it I think at 4, so it was only an hour delay, mainly for like rendering times for video and everything. So that video is up if you want to go see in Isles of Sea and Sky, that new series that's starting up. And then in Stars and Time, the thumbnail art was actually insanely quick to do. It took like less than an hour because it is all black and white, to be fair. But good evening, everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 11:54 p.m. on Saturday, April 18th, 2026, which was a little bit faster than expected. I thought it would take about an hour. Is it my best thumbnail art? I don't think so. Because I'm going to be honest, I don't think the art style translates very well, and it was a really, really difficult one to make with silhouette. Because, okay, here's the thing, there's so few things going on in the thumbnail, in the splash art, which makes total sense for its art style. It's very minimalist, and it works well. All the characters are designed with this in mind. Dee was very clearly not designed with a completely black and white palette in mind, and the shapes she has don't lend all too well to it. Maybe being terrorized by a tarantula over there. It'll be fine. And especially with shape language was really hard to get, because I was also like, with black and white, it's like, it's very difficult to be like, okay, I can add something in and I need to make very clear what it is with no shading texture and very little texture, if that's possible, and color, no color whatsoever. And yeah, there is very distinctive features which I think are key parts of it in Star and Time. I don't know, one being the sort of shape of all of this stuff coming out from under the hat. Because they have a giant witch's hat, and then they have a lot of big sort of mess of hair which sort of flows out, which helps to really sell the sort of melancholy vibe. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do that with Dee. Because I don't like just sticking a wig on her, because that doesn't make sense. She doesn't have hair in the same way that humans have hair. But I'm also like, I don't really know what I could possibly put on her to help do that silhouette. But you'll probably see when it comes out. It'll come out, I think, on Monday, actually. So it'll be next week. So this is Apollo's. So as I did record the first 2 episodes today, and I basically have made no progress in the game. I'm basically just talking to everyone, which is very classic me, but it's nice to go back to my roots, I think, in a story-based game like that. But yeah, you'll see that basically I use her ears to try and mimic the flowing sort of hair, and then this one, I don't think it actually worked as well as I thought it would, but I kept it in anyway. But because part of their hair also like sticks up and sort of goes over their face, I'm like, this is also a pretty important like silhouette, I think, for reading the mood. So I did like a bow which is tied to her ear, one half going up, one half which is now flopped over her face. Does it work that well? I don't think it works that well, to be honest. Like, it's not the best design. Because I was like, okay, it looks okay in the sketch, and then I rendered it like fully out, and I was like, I think it missed the mark a little bit, but at the same time, it's going to be a tiny thumbnail art, and the important part to me was getting that sort of shape of a hair. And I will say, it does succeed at, once it's small and it's like a proper thumbnail art, it succeeds at showing the general shape from a distance. Which is exactly what I'm aiming for, but if you look too close, you might be like, this is like a really weird like accessory, and it genuinely is. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that game, because I can tell just from straight off the bat, I'm like, this is gonna be a game that I'm gonna love. Like, unless its writing is absolutely awful somehow, I think it'll be a lot of fun. You know, a thing I never do is I feel like I should actually do some more KK Slider songs. I'll leave it up to you. Or am I saying it? And then I'll sit over here so we have like a trio of people all listening in. Mr. KK. So yeah, that's mainly what I did today. Was to sort of finish off these YouTube thumbnails. Tomorrow I'll probably try and be doing a bit more recording. Definitely woke up a bit late today because we played a lot of Rabbit and Steel last night. I'll say 2 more characters done on Lunar mode on extra. I completely threw one of her runs, by the way. And it was very, very sad, and I felt very bad, but I was also like, I'm pretty tired at this point. But yeah, we did it on Gunslinger and Shadow Rabbit, was it? Which was, you know, well earned, I think. I can't remember what I had it in, but yeah, I don't know. Something about the lunar boss patterns on the final boss is not solidified in my head yet. Yeah, it was actually very sad. We had an amazing Pyromancer. Well, actually, I completely forgot there was another Pyromancer. Like, we were doing Pyromancer and Hammermaid, and we had one run which was actually pretty darn good. And then we both simultaneously died to the wolf boss. The dog fight. Pushed us both into the insta-kill zones and we both died. And I will say, the more I play Rabbit into an extra mode, the more I'm starting to dislike that extra. Just for the insta-kill. The insta-kill mechanic on that fight. It's not the worst thing in the world, mind you, because it's sort of like you should do well, but it's like, it feels so disproportionately punishing compared to other much trickier like patterns which you're often up against. Which punish you only for like 1 damage. Getting for it's a thing which, like, if you slip once, I think that's it. It's because there's so frequent movements to try and sort of push you into it. But if you slip up even once, it's having immediate death feels just really bad, I would say. Especially when it takes you from like really high HP to nothing. That just feels awful, I will be honest. But yeah. I feel like I'm definitely regressing in extra mode, but it's probably a regression before it starts coming up again. But yeah, we did eventually do it in the end, and we're probably one of the craziest builds I've done with Pyromancer, Hammermaid, and my friend got literally 100% uptime Rabbit Luck, and I was like, whoa, that's crazy. So they gave us a Kick Your Slider song, which I guess we'll just put in our inventory, but for now, Kick Your Slider, if you're just chilling about, we're just going to sit here while you play your tunes away. But yeah, what am I going to do the rest of the day? I'm gonna work on some stuff, you know, here and there. I think tomorrow I'm gonna have to try and do a decent amount of recording. I basically I've got about 1 more session left, I think, of each D&D session before I basically cancelled it until my holiday, because I'm just like, I'm not gonna, I need to have time in the evenings. I love doing D&D, but it eats up so much time. It eats up basically 4 days of my week sometimes. I'm just like, there's not enough time to do that, you know? Yeah, I don't know. There's stuff going on. There's always a lot of stuff going on, and it's always difficult to get a balance of everything, but that's basically what I did today. Was to, get those thumbnail art sorted. So I'm quite glad I did. As I open up how my catch is going, but going fine. I didn't really do much Uma Musume today. Maybe I'll do something a bit later. I don't know, we'll see. I'll open a Pokemon pack right now, how about that? As I get them Sada opened up. Just to see what's going on. Yar. What was I going to talk about though today? Yeah, black and white motifs. I feel like it's always very striking when people do it, and I always love when people use black and white motifs well. Mind you, like I absolutely love what In Stars and Time looks like. But then I always find it's always a challenge when it comes to drawing demon thumbnail arts. Sometimes it translates really well. Like I think I also see in Sky thumbnail art translates really well to D. Like the art style they have, or the colour scheme, or the outfits are not too difficult to adapt. And sometimes you get some real challenging ones where you're just like, I don't know what I could possibly do here, which makes sense. You know? Yeah, I'm trying to think what other ones have been really difficult in the past to adapt. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but there's definitely been some of them which have just been like, it's an absolute nightmare. Like, there's no good way to represent this or something, but you sort of just do it anyway. I think in general, I think that's nice is that they do translate. Most of them do translate really well. Oh, the unpacking one was actually quite a weird one because I was like, I don't really know how I'm going to do this. I love how was Patrick's power box was also. Well, Patrick's power box, it kind of sort of goes round to being reasonable again. And you might be like, what does that mean? Well, there's a sort of thing where it's like, it's very difficult to try and like know what I could even possibly do here. But because it's so abstract, I mean, it's literally just a block. It kind of opens up where it's like, well, I guess I can literally do anything, and it doesn't really matter. Yeah, because there is a point where it gets so abstract, so detached to what would be a reasonable representation, but it's sort of like, oh, well, you can kind of do whatever you want at this point, right? I think Animal World was also a really difficult one because it's drawing as a different animal, straight up. And I was like, how am I going to translate this art as well? Oh, Another Crab's Treasure was not a fun one. Like, some of them are like fun challenges, like Another Crab's Treasure. Like, he's still somewhat Amphro, but it's like, how do we translate this into something which makes sense? Yeah. Well, I'm looking also at the reviews of thumbnail arts. I didn't realise 9 Souls and Patrick's Power Box got so many for some strange reason. Maybe it's the timing it's somewhat uploaded. The Animal Crossing one has quite a lot as well, unsurprisingly. It's on almost an hour-long time-lapse video, which is a little bit insane, but so be it. Oh, I forgot about, yeah, I uploaded the old one. The year 4 one without commentary. Okay, sorry, I'm getting a little bit distracted. But yeah, I think translating art styles into something's interesting, but with a black and white art style, always very striking. How many games have we played with, like, how many games have we played with a total black and white art style? I can't think of any, to be honest. Void Stranger was going to be one, but didn't end up being one, so I don't have 2 black and white thumbnail arts at the same time. Omori was mostly black and white, but it's not completely black and white. Because there's only certain parts which are... Wait, actually, it's only very specific sections which are black and white. And then... The other one I was thinking of was Kukiyomi, but I only played that for like 3 videos or something, right? And even then, it was a real stretch to play it for 3 videos. I don't know why I played it for. As a Let's Play. I was probably buying time for a different game, is my guess, but I don't remember what. Or Fez? Maybe. I don't know. How long were the previous ones? Fallen Porcupine and Lorelei, both 46-42 videos long. I need them to desync again. These 2 series have lined up extremely well. Well, when we run out, but so be it. Yeah, black and white. What other games are also in total black and white? Oberdin? Kind of. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be literally black and white, but it can just be 2-bit, essentially. Oberdin, fantastic game. My gosh, love that game. Video games in black and white. Sorry, little pause. But I do remember I was basically talking about monochrome games. And I can't believe I didn't even forget to mention. Well, I did forget to mention. You know that Mouse or PI higher game? Wait, is that out yet? Mouse? Wait, no, Mouse, PI, or higher. That makes sense as a actual thing. Was it well reviewed? Do people like it? Because it looks like genuinely a really cool game. I don't know what it is, maybe like a Bioshock or something, but in a rubber hose cartoon style. I do kind of love the trend of people tapping into the rubber hose sort of animation. Because it's absolutely crazy, you know? Like, this is 100% a game I want to add to my wish list. When am I going to play it? I don't even know what sort of game it is. Mouse? PI for hire. What is being added? It's an action FPS, so probably... That's interesting, because I don't have an Have I done, like, a first-person shooter sort of game on the channel before? Maybe. But this genuinely seems like such a blast of a game to play. Like, literally playing an animated TV show from the 1920s. Can you imagine? Anyway, that's all black and white. Or greyish, I suppose. Yeah. I don't know. I think there's a lot to be appreciated for those who are able to execute something with such a limited palette. You know, I'm always very impressed by it. Is it something I could do? No, probably not. I think you need to have very intentional design because once you're stripping yourself, I suppose, of a use of color, to be able to, you have to be very deliberate. I think with the shapes and tonal gradation and stuff that you use. Even more so if you only have black and white. To be fair, in Stars and Time has three colors: black, grey, and white. So if anything, it's tritone. But that's effective. Like, it's weird that you say monochrome because monochrome would literally just be one color. Monochromatic, I guess it means on one color scale. Monotone, I guess that's literally one color. Okay, I've talked myself out of it. Anyway, well, there's a certain level of deliberateness in Stars and Time, which I do like. I think they're very pleasing to the eye, I must say. Anyway, on that note, I think I'm going to round this episode up here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, discussion, shares greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.